Well, just excited about our week. We've got a big week in front of us here on the road Thursday at Tennessee, and we'll have a couple of good days of prep. Really proud of Rickea, freshman of the week this week, well deserved. And I think the thing that impresses you about her as a freshman is she's not the volume shooter that a lot of people are. She's shooting it at a pretty good percentage. And I think, when you look at her week, she was really at a good percentage. And just in her last few games, she's at a great percentage. Since Georgia, I think she was, 6 for 19 maybe. And since that game, she's been really at a good clip. And we've got 6 kids, I think right now, shooting 50% or better in our last 5 or 7 games. So it may be a little different after last night. We didn't shoot it quite as well, but nonetheless, proud of Rickea and just proud of her shot selection. And again, I think her teammates are putting her in some good spots. Checked on Gabby this morning, and she seems to be, she's probably going to be out Thursday for them. Don't know for sure, but I mean, Joni and I text back and forth checking on each other's kids, and that's the quality and the character of her, and appreciated her, reaching out about Joe. I certainly reached out about Gabby, so hopefully she'll bounce back and have a good week for them on Thursday. So we've got to have a good day. We've got to get ready for a really big, long, athletic Tennessee team, big physical team, big. They got size inside just like we do. So, and they've got great guard play. So I'm anxious to see how we play on the road at a top 25, and I'm sure that place will be packed and have a great atmosphere.
I'll take questions. We'll go with Tyler and then Robbie.
Rickea, I was looking at it, and I think you were 7 years old the last time Tennessee won a national championship, but obviously they still hold a big part of women's college basketball history. So when you hear the name Tennessee and when you think about the opportunity to play against a program like that, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to even be playing in the SEC. Just going against these really good teams. When I think of Tennessee, I just think of rebounding and how tough they've always been. So I know that we have to go in there and play our game and play really tough.
Robbie?
Joe, just speaking on that size that Tennessee has, I know y'all played some size against South Carolina and had some success with the offense that y'all ran. With y'all's attacking style, what's kind of the challenges that you're going to face, do you think, with what they have in the post?
Definitely their size, is a problem. They're real athletic. We just have to make sure, we box them out. We're going to be looking, or some challenges we'll have is like them blocking shots and things of that nature, but we just got to make sure we rebound and, just compete with them.
Rickea, it seems like no matter the sport, when you talk to a freshman, they talk about when they come in just how fast everything is. Is the game starting to slow down for you at this point?
Definitely. Just our practices are going hard every day. So I feel like that definitely helps me in a game because if you go hard in practice, it's the same thing in the game. So I feel like that's helping slow me down.
Rickea, you're obviously playing in front of big crowds at home all the time, but you've seen South Carolina, you've been in hostile environment like that. How much can you take from that when you're going into a game against Tennessee or some of these other games going down the line against Kentucky, whatever it is? I mean, how much does that help, having that kind of in your back pocket, having experienced that a little bit?
I think that helps a lot because we always have fans here. So when we go somewhere else to play, I'm already, used to it, so it's nothing new.
Go back to Robbie.
Joe, the last couple of games, y'all got behind against Auburn and Georgia. We're trailing, I think, at halftime. Got behind by 9 points against Auburn. What's kind of been the culprit, you think, the last couple of games of starting slow?
Just really probably a lack of focus that we have together as a team. We just got to make sure that with Dixon next game, we punch first and we have great focus going into a hostile environment like Tennessee.
Come back to Ben.
Johnny, you got a little banged up last night, but didn't necessarily shoot the balls over your head throughout the season. But in a game like that, what are you doing to try and sort of keep up or keep motivated, keep focused? I mean, you're trying to facilitate more, and again, like 5 assists last night. Is that something you're trying to do more consciously?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, if I'm not having a good shooting game, just trying to get the ball in the hands of who's hot. So that's how we're gonna win the game. So I just try to do my part on the defensive end, and the offense will come. We got a lot of talented players on the team that can score the ball and get it in the get the ball going, get the game going, and things like that. So that's really it.
Anything else for players? I will choose them, then we'll go with coach. So we'll go over to Robbie.
Vic, do you feel like the South Carolina game was a good warm up, I guess, for Tennessee? They had that size in the post, and they were having some success rebounding, but y'all are also having some success getting to the rim and scoring too. Did you like what you saw in that game, and how do you feel like they kind of compare to Tennessee and what they're going to provide?
Yeah, so I certainly liked what I saw with our attacking mentality at South Carolina. Every night's different. Everybody plays us different. Everybody has a different philosophy. Tennessee's going to play some 2-3 zone. Might play it a lot. So, that makes what we do offensively a little different. But our zone offense has been really good all year long. So, however they decide to guard us, I mean, they can 2-2-1 you. With that length, they can trap you on the half court 2-3 and extend it to half court. They can do a lot of different things, and so we've just got to be really sharp in reading that and attacking it and making sure we're being real aggressive. I don't want to be passive. I don't want to be on our heels. I'm not interested in breaking. I mean, we're really good sometimes, a lot of times really in the open floor when we get people scrambling. Jordan, I think, from her position just really creates problems because she's got that point guard mentality. 5 assists, 5 steals, no turnovers last night, and sees the floor really well. So, you put her out there in the open floor attacking, you better be careful now because she can. I think that's what happened in the second half versus Auburn. We flipped her in the backcourt, got the ball and returned to her, and she broke it, and we were getting some really good looks, and she was facilitating a lot of that. So.
Well, Logan, then Ben.
With Tennessee having a coaching change this year, just how big a difference is it between the philosophy and some of the different things that you'll see from them?
They do some things the same. I think the new staff is doing a tremendous job with them and has them playing at a high level. A lot of respect for Holly, and I miss her in the league. She was a great colleague and a great friend, but I had to play against, I had to coach against that coach when she played for Pat back in the day, and she's a great coach, and her staff does a tremendous job. They've been successful, and so we're going to have to be prepared. They do so many multiple things defensively that you've got to be prepared for everything they throw at you, and again, because of their size and their length, they can create some problems for you if you don't handle it correctly.
Vic, with what Tennessee does pose in the post, I mean, with Jess kind of sticking out of foul trouble like she had the last kind of week or two, is there anything you say to her in practice or anything you can kind of simulate, or is it just a matter of staying disciplined?
Yeah, I think for her it's a matter of her using her athleticism and quickness and a little bit of her, she's not a freshman anymore. She's deep into her sophomore year. She's been to the wars, and so I think she's smart. She deserves some respect because she plays hard, and she knows how to play the game. And so, I will tell her, hey, you go in there and you be athletic, you be yourself, be quick, do your job down there. She knows what that is, and that'll be good enough. Where we get in trouble sometimes in the post is when we start taking plays off, all of our posts. And so, I thought last night we were pretty engaged and took away the high-low that, Georgia's run a lot against us and hurt us some with. So, I thought we did a really good job with that, just competing down there.
Vic, looking at the all-time series against Tennessee, obviously it was really one-sided for a really long time, and they even got you a few times when you first got here. But how big was that first win, that overtime win? And since then, you guys have won 6 of the last 7, and it's kind of all you guys right now.
Well, anybody that was in the building that day, we were down 12 going into the fourth quarter, and we got out of man, we got out of the press and played the matchup the fourth quarter and managed to hold them to 4 points, got it to overtime, and won it on a really good defensive defensive stand. You know, they had the last shot to tie, and we made a great defensive play. And just seeing the joy on our kids' face that day and the joy in the arena, I mean, to finally get that done, because it had never been done, you know, was really special. And of course, there were several of those types of situations when we got here, and so each time you take a step and that, you know, and overcome that, it's, you know, there's some satisfaction and joy in that. And so, you know, I think once we broke through and got through and won, you know, our kids then believe in they've been a part of it, and those same kids that won the first one then started winning. And so it's but it's always battle. I mean, it is never easy. And you know, we've had some real knockdown dragouts with them. I think we beat them 50-40 one year in the SEC tournament. Just a tough physical defensive battle. You know, and so we've, you know, one year I think we went into Knoxville, maybe the first time we won there, and we were in all kinds of foul trouble, and just I think I had on the floor at one time Blair, Rowe, Jazz. This might have been T's sophomore year, and Katera. And those guys went in and we jumped in the matchup and we caused them to have a little drought. And Blair made 3 threes in the first half, and one of them was right before halftime. Katera made a really smart play, flipped her the ball, turned around and screened for him. Blair came off of it high. And so, I mean, I got all these memories in my head about going in there and playing, and just some shots that are just, you know, really big throughout the years that helped us win there and here. So we've had some really good games, and I think there's a respect between both programs, and certainly we respect them, and just like we do everybody in our league.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate it.
You know, Kelly had his